So I wanted to go over my plan. I've been thinking about this plan for a long time. And people don't understand that you can't just rush into something. You know what I mean? It's so easy to rush into something and then you make mistakes. I've learned this in life. I learned that when I'm too anxious and I don't think things out, gigantic mistakes could happen. And I've learned sometimes you got to take a step back. You got to smell the roses. You got to say to yourself, okay, let's think this out. What are all the things that could go right? And what are all the things that could go wrong? Okay. Even if I had the money, just hear me out for a second. Imagine I had billions of dollars at my disposal. It doesn't make sense to go out and get a Las Vegas casino because I want to build my brand. I want to build the brand Apefather. I really want Apefather to be synonymous with like savage, barbarian, Conan, Conan, what makes steel strong? Fire or ice? The father asks Conan. Conan says, fire? Father goes, ice? Both fire and ice. Oh, see, I want my name to be synonymous with just, huge, gigantic portions of food. That's the thing. Not just a regular portion of food, you know, huge portions, gigantic effing portions of food. I want to beat the Heart Attack Grill in Las Vegas. I want to make the Heart Attack Grill, okay, look like amateur night at the Apollo. Now, here's the thing. I want to enter the real estate industry. We know this, okay? So I want to get passive income. I want to build up my real estate portfolio to one day accumulate enough real estate. This is the key. Accumulate enough real estate so I could get a casino, then enter the casino business, okay? What's up there, Emmett? Oh, Emmett G, the original OG Emmett. So I was thinking to myself, how could I do the following two things at the same time? Like, how could I build a brand? I missed you too, brother. Glad you're back. God bless you. I love you, brother. How could I do the following two things? How could I build a brand? The Apefather brand. You were playing a lot of Billy Joel on the piano. Well, Billy Joel's the godfather, baby. We say James Brown is the godfather of soul. Billy Joel is the godfather of the piano. Gotta play the hard tunes, play Angry Young Man. I've been playing that a lot lately. Play Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, especially that breakaway part on the piano. So Summer Highland Falls, that's another great piano piece. I love that piece. Yeah, Billy Joel's the godfather. He's the godfather. He's the main man with the master plan on the piano. No one is ever going to be better than Billy Joel. Billy Joel's like one of a kind. He's just like he's more than just a legend. He's just you could call him an icon, you could call him a legend, but he's just one of a kind. No one's going to ever be a Billy Joel again. It's like the guy is a genius. He's an effing genius. Billy Joel's got the whole package. See, I know I'm diverting from my V for Victory plan. New York State of Mind, great song. Captain Jack, great song. Big Shot. We'll give you a little piece of each one. Are you ready? Some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood. Hop a flight to Miami Beach or to Hollywood. Me, I'm taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line. I'm in a New York state of mind. Whoa, yeah. I seen all the movie stars in their fancy cars and their limousines. This is for M&G. I mean, high in the Rockies, under the evergreens. But I know what I needed, and I don't want to waste more time. M&G is in a New York state of mind. It was so easy living day by day, out of touch with the rhythm and blues. Little Frank Sinatra. Now I need a little give and take. The New York Times, the Daily News. Whoa, love you too, brother. And it comes down to reality, and it's fine with me, 'cause I've let it slide. I don't care if it's Chinatown or on Riverside. Thank you. I know what I needed, and I don't want to waste more time. I'm in a New York state of mind. You know what it is? Look, I'm really not a good singer. I'm not a good singer. I really think I'm an excellent piano player. You want to know why I sing Billy so well? Is that we're both New Yorkers. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And, Billy Joel obviously grew up in Hicksville, Long Island. There's a certain sound, like Frank Sinatra. He grew up out Hoboken. Now, technically, that's Jersey, right? But we'll forever think of Frank Sinatra with New York, New York. It doesn't matter. He's from Hoboken. I get it. But he's the best of the best. But there's just a... Thank you, Emichi. But there's a certain sound that, like, New Yorkers develop. Just even in the way that they talk. Even the way, how you doing? Gino, how you doing? Gino, forget about it. Maron, forget about it. Gino, you see the friggin' girl over there? Maron, mink your friggin' peppers. There's a certain, like, way that we talk. And what I love about Billy Joel, even though he's technically Jewish, Billy Joel, but all of his friends he grew up with were Italian. Billy Joel used to go to the church. He used to go to Catholic church. He was Jewish. I think he's actually an atheist, from what he said, but he would go to the Catholic church and he would hang out with all the Italians, and he was in confession. He was like, what the F am I doing here? You know what I mean? But Billy Joel developed that whole New York vibe. You know what I mean? Even though he wasn't Catholic, even though he wasn't Italian, he used to play the piano. I don't know if you know this, at all the mafia's like houses. From what like the people who did like the Latanza heist when he was a young kid, Billy Joel was playing the piano at all the mafia houses. So he's got that New York vibe. See, I studied the way he sings, and to me it's very easy because he sings like a New Yorker. He sings. Look, okay, granted, there's a lot of songs that he sings like Ray Charles. He wants to try to like Baby Grand. He's really trying to sound like Ray Charles. Late at night, when it's dark and cold, I reach out for someone to hold. When I'm blue, when I'm lonely, she comes through. She's the only one who can. My baby Grand is all I need. He's trying to sound like Ray Charles. What's your favorite borough in Brooklyn? Well, it's got to be Brooklyn, my favorite borough in New York, of course. Long Island. I don't go to Long Island that much. I really, honestly, to tell you a famous like place. Once in a blue moon, I'll go out to Long Island, but really not that often. I don't think that I have the right of an opinion. Like if I go to Long Island, like honestly, once every 10 years, I don't go to Long Island that much. My whole things was Staten Island. I grew up in Brooklyn, but we moved to Staten Island, my family. We were in Staten Island for like a decade. Now I'm in the Jersey Shore. I don't think I deserve like to give you an opinion on, like, Long Island is a whole different lifestyle. I had family in Long Island. I visited them from time to time, but really not in Long Island that much to give you an opinion, to say my favorite part. I go to Long Island like once a decade. Yeah, but that's the whole thing with Billy, like, especially Big Shot. Like you mentioned the song you learned, Big Shot. You really got to sound like a New Yorker with, uptown riding in your limousine with your fine Park Avenue clothes. You had the Dom Perignon in your hand to spoon up your nose. Ooh, when you wake up in the morning with your head on fire, your eyes too bloody to see. Go on and cry in your coffee, but don't you come bitching to me. Because you had to be a big shot teacher. You had to open up your mouth. You had to be a big shot teacher. All your friends were so knocked out. You had to have the last word last night. So much fun to be around. You had to have the white hot spotlight. You had to be a big shot last night. Whoa. You should watch a lot of The Sopranos and the way like James Gandolfini talks, Tony Soprano talks. It'll help you sing Billy Joel much better. I'm telling you, give you some advice. Watch The Sopranos. Watch The Sopranos. Listen to Tony Soprano, how he talks. And try to apply the way Tony Soprano talks to singing a Billy Joel song. I'll give you an example. I used to have a Billy Joel tribute band, and one of my great friends, this guy Adam, I love this guy, great guy. He was a popular mother effer, this guy. He was a popular mother effer, but he just didn't sing Billy Joel right. Like he was the type of a guy that we would do a show. He was so famous in Staten Island. He had so many friends. The guy would bring like 200-300 people to the show. I'm not kidding you. The bar would be packed because everybody wanted to hear this guy. But he was very much into like Broadway, and he wanted to sing everything. Like if you like watch like perfect Andrew Lloyd Webber, if you know the Broadway show Cats, there's a certain way of singing that. You can't sing Cats tough. You got to sing it broad. Memories all alone in the moonlight. I could smile at the old days. I was beautiful then. You understand? So this guy Adam used to sing Billy Joel like it was a Broadway like friggin' show. Like one time we're doing Piano Man and he started it off. He was literally singing it like this. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. And I'm like, bro, you cannot sing Billy Joel like this. He's like, what's wrong? Nah, you got to be New York, you got to be tough, It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. You got to have a little toughness. You understand? Well, anyway, there you go. A lot of people say I look like Tony Soprano. Thank you, Emmett. Everybody says that. I find that to be the biggest compliment in the world. May he rest in peace, James Gandolfini. That's another person who was one of a kind. That's another person that's a legend that we'll never ever have again in our lives. James Gandolfini, Billy Joel. I mean, these people are just legends, icons forever. You can never fill these shoes. You know what I mean? But getting back, we'll take a little break from Billy Joel, take a little break from singing. So we'll get all those people back who ran off. 35 people ran off. We'll get them back hopefully now. So look, Apefather has a dream, Emmett. Besides, let me just tell you, I've always had 3 idols in my life. All right. Now you might think I'm a psychopath, but I've always had 3 idols in my life, people I looked up to. Okay. One is Sylvester Stallone. Now, you might say, if Sylvester Stallone is such an idol of yours, why don't you work out? When I was younger, I did. There was a time in my life, John Bitton would be shocked, that I used to eat healthy, right? And I used to work out a lot when I was in my 20s. Since then, I don't. But I got to get back into it. Back into it. John, this is not going to be a hot dog cart, okay? But let me just continue. Okay, so the second person I've always admired in my life, now this is going to get a lot of people angry because some people love this guy and some people hate him, is Donald Trump. Okay, let me explain to you what it is about Donald that I love. Okay, I just love the fact that he did things that we all dream about. Look, can we just put aside politics for a second? Put aside politics, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, whether you hate his guts. Come on, all of us have to admit that we would all love to live Donald Trump's life. Can we all be honest? Look, even if you hate the guy, you could despise him, you could hate him. Wouldn't you like to live in Trump Tower on the friggin' the penthouse where you got gold diamond doors, you got the view of Central Park, you own the entire skyscraper, you live in Mar-a-Lago, okay, where it's the most amazing mansion in Florida, West Palm Beach. Do the Apefather wiggle. Anyway, okay. I just think he lived an amazing life. Private jets, helicopters, skyscrapers, casinos, golf courses, Miss America. He had the Miss America pageant he owned. This guy did it all. Trump steaks, Trump sneakers recently, everything. The guy did it all. And I just, on a level of someone who wants to build a brand himself, I admire Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump built one of the biggest brands. Granted, since the presidency, Before he was the president, can I tell you something? Everybody loved Donald Trump. Okay, everybody. Okay, even Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton went to his wedding. I don't know if you know this, when he married Melania, the former first lady. They're best friends. Bill Clinton was a member of his golf courses, Bedminster, New Jersey. The guy was a superstar in The Apprentice. Okay, people started hating him for his politics. That's what happens when you go into politics. You could insult a lot of people, and he says things very bluntly. I don't think he means things the way he says them. I think it just comes out wrong. Like he doesn't mean it. It's just he's a very blunt speaker, and sometimes he says things that are politically incorrect, and it insults a lot of people. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'd rather have children that love me. My children love me. Oh, stop it, Rick. Um, so getting back, the third person I admired in my life is Billy Joel. So these have always been my heroes throughout my whole life. Billy Joel, Sylvester Stallone, and Donald Trump. And I always said to myself, I would like to incorporate each one of them somehow in my lives. So as far as Billy Joel's concerned, I'm heavily influenced. I'm a piano player. I try very hard to play the piano, similar to Billy Joel. Like I said, singing, I'm not really a good singer, but I do it for fun and enjoyment. Stallone, it's more of my way of thinking. I'm a very positive thinker. I have that whole New York vibe, that whole Rocky Balboa vibe. You know what I mean? It's not how hard you win. It's how hard you can get in and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Yes, Mr. Tiger, can you get out for the weekend? Won't come to my wedding. Hey, Rocky, why don't you invest in condominiums? I never used them. So I got that. I got to get his shape. I got to work out. That's one thing I got to start doing. Lou keeps copying you, Tyrone and Jamal. Lou's in bad shape, man. Lou's in bad shape. He doesn't show his face anymore. Look, like I told you, I wish everybody the best of health. Lou never wished my wife. I don't know if you know who Lou is. Some of the newer people on my live stream, but this is a guy who made fun of my wife, who had stage 4 breast cancer, called her Wiggalicious because she had to wear a wig at one time because she had chemotherapy treatments. Called it a sea monster, the cancer monster. He was terrible how he spoke. There was no reason for Lou to attack my wife. Look, Lou could attack me. Like that's the manly thing to do. Come after me. Why does he have to go after my wife for? But I still wish the guy the best of health. It seems like his health is deteriorating. He definitely loves the glue. What's up, the Zen holder? Karma. Yeah, Karma probably came back to bite Lou in his ass. Antonio is here. All right. Let me just quickly talk to Antonio, then I'm going to speak to Emmett. Antonio, here's the situation. If you look back on my videos, listen to me. If you look back on my live streams, I always talked positive about Bitcoin. Listen, even when I said, and you're right, Antonio, I said that I don't want to be involved in cryptocurrencies, and I still believe this, that it is controlled by the BBC, the Billionaires Boys Club, not to be sexist, the Billionaires Girls Club. I still said that if I was going to get involved in cryptocurrencies again, because I did own Bitcoin at one point and I did own Ethereum, I said those are the two cryptocurrencies. I told people, I said, I think you're smart. Look, again, I'm not a financial planner. I don't give financial advice, but I never once said anything negative about Bitcoin. Listen to me. I talk so much about Ethereum that one of my haters, crypto fan, okay, and you could see he doesn't talk about it no more because he knows that he made an ass out of himself. But he used to always say, all Apefather talks about is Ethereum. All he talks about is Ethereum. And, he sold all of his stocks to get an Ethereum. This is what crypto fan used to say. Okay. So, Antonio, we've never disagreed. Listen to me. We never disagreed that Bitcoin and Ethereum is tremendous. I only disagreed in terms of XRP. Okay. That to me is shit. You understand? So I don't know why you continue to repeat yourself that, like, I don't know, you called Bitcoin right and I called Bitcoin wrong. Antonio, I said it a million times. I always said that Bitcoin is great. I don't know what I think you're psychotic, man. You could ask anybody who knows me. Ask anybody who comes to these live streams. Ask anybody who's here. The Zen holder, he'll probably tell you. I always talked positive about Bitcoin. I always talked positive about Ethereum, you sick, twisted lunatic. So stop saying this. Hey, father was wrong about Bitcoin. I talked positive about it. I said, if you're going to get involved in cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum is the way to go. So I don't know why you keep repeating yourself, man. Trump for president, absolutely. Meet and greets. Not sure what I'm gonna do the next one. As you know, my wife just recently had brain surgery, and it really is a long recovery. So I haven't been doing much lately. From time to time I do little things. I treated myself when she was sleeping. I was there for all her doctor's appointments, but I treated myself a couple of times. But I'm gonna stop going. I went to Atlantic City. I won like 1,500 one night. I won 1,000 another night. See, even the Zen. Listen, read the Zen holder's comment. He said, "True. You always said Bitcoin and Ethereum." He's saying it. Antonio, read the comment. I just don't. I think you're like a lunatic, bro. I always talk. What I talk negative about, okay, was XRP, Ripple. All right, that's what I talked. But I did say the following. I did say that I really think even Bitcoin, I did say this, is controlled by billionaires. Okay. See, right now, Bitcoin is doing hot. But we've seen, and Antonio, you've confirmed this. How many times did we see Bitcoin crash after all-time highs? Come on, Antonio. How many times? Okay, Bitcoin crashed. So I'm just saying, be careful. You're riding the wave right now. It's definitely bullish, but at some point they could pull the rug under you. You know what I mean? So just be careful with that stuff. Let's see. Emmett G. How long have you been playing the piano? Did you learn the songs that you know to play by ear or reading music? Personally, I do it by ear. All right, so this is a tough one. I'm going to try to explain it to you. I've been playing the piano since I was 10. From the ages of 10 to 17, I didn't take piano lessons. I mean, little things here and there, but really not that much. Like little things. Like I wasn't like a serious piano student. Like there's a place called Maggio. I used to go to Maggio Music when I was 10, but I wasn't serious back then because I was going through that age where I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to be creative. So I would start playing the blues. I taught myself. I taught myself how to play the blues. I learned the blues scale. I taught myself about harmony, music theory. But my piano teacher hated me. And I had this one classical piano teacher. She really hated me because I all I would do is play jazz and blues. And she's like, you must play Chopin. You must play Bach. When I turned 17, that's when I got serious. My piano teacher, his name was John Solo. He was the director of jazz at the Manhattan School of Music. It's a very sad story what happened to this gentleman. He had a seizure. It was so sad. He had a seizure. He was epileptic. It was a horrible thing. Epilepsy. If I said it incorrect, I apologize. Epilepsy. And he had a seizure, and he ended up banging his head out of all the places on the piano. And he passed away. It was devastating to me because I took piano lessons for him probably up till I was about maybe 20, like 3 years straight. I was taking piano lessons with him every week. And that's when I really got serious about reading music and understanding just technique and, fingering. And, I didn't really do that in the beginning. And that was a major loss. After he passed away, I studied a little while with a student he had, Ralph. Ralph was like his top student. I studied a little bit with him, but then I stopped. It just got to the point where I knew enough on the piano where I didn't have to take lessons anymore. You get to a point, seriously, where now it just becomes you have to practice. That's all it is. In other words, I know everything about the piano. I know everything about music theory. I know everything about technique. I know everything about reading music, about everything. So now it's just a question of I don't need a teacher anymore. I just have to practice. Like I can play any song. You could ask me to play a friggin' concerto. I have to practice though. See, that's the key. Just because you reach the highest level, you have to practice. So that's the deal with the piano. Look, Lou is pitching a dead horse. Okay, he's pitching a dead horse. XRP is not going anywhere, and whatever views that Lou is getting will eventually die down. I'm surprised he's still even getting views because XRP is complete and utter trash. It's garbage, man. So I don't know why people listen to him, but I think it's going to ultimately die down. I think Lou is eventually, look, Lou's eventually going to stop talking about both Ripple, XRP. He's going to eventually move on to something else. We've already seen it happen before with Lou. We've already seen like Lou was concentrating on GTII and then eventually forgot about that and moved on to other things. Eventually, Lou will move on to other things because XRP is finished. I'm surprised he's still even talking about it, if you want me to tell you the truth. The Zen Holder. What's cool is you know all the piano stuff, but you could also write piano pieces and songs. Many musicians can't do both. Yes, I am a composer. Well, that goes into the music theory part of it. You know, once you learn music theory, you know, you'll be able to compose music. But like I said, Zen Holder, I say it all the time. I don't consider myself a singer at all. To me, singing is recreation. It's fun. I do it for fun. I just like it. Like example, if I play basketball, I don't think I'm LeBron James. Yeah, this is the problem with society is that people don't understand that there's just certain things that we do for fun and recreation. Like, do you really have to be on the PBA if you want to go bowling? Do you have to be a professional bowler? You know what I mean? There's just certain things that we do, you know? I love to swim. I swim in my pool. I swim in the YMCA's pool. Do I have to be an Olympian? Like, do I have to be a professional, like, friggin' swimmer? No. I see a problem with Bitcoin. This is dark op. Lots of people buy now Bitcoin and the price goes up. So what happens if Bitcoin goes to 250K and people buy at this price? Who controls the blockchains? Could turn it off, blah, blah, blah. I agree with you. That's why dark op, I call it the BBC's game. The Billionaires Boys Club, and not to be sexist, the Billionaires Girls Club game. Bitcoin is not really, it's not really a game for the, like look, I don't want to insult anybody, but okay. I once went, you know, to this gold store, and this guy said to me a long time ago, he says, gold is for people who are rich. He said silver is for people who are poor. And I know it sounds very insulting, but it's the truth. Like if you want to have large amounts of gold, you can't afford that shit if you're average American. You know what I mean? You got to have big bucks. Mucho effort dinero. I think it's the same thing with Bitcoin and XRP. XRP is the poor man's dream. XRP is the poor man's dream. They feel that they can throw $500 in it. They're listening to Lou, that it's going to go to like $20,000 or $100,000, and they're going to become multi-millionaires simply by putting $500 in XRP. Whereas Bitcoin, you got to have the mega bucks. You got to have the mega bucks to do that. Antonio Miranda. He is afraid to read my repeated prediction, Vladimir. What's your prediction? I'm going back to it, Antonio. Hold on. Yeah, there's a lot of haters at MHE and my, unfortunately. That's just what happens, you know, fortunately, when you become a social media influencer. You get a lot of these internet trolls, unfortunately. I don't even know. Oh, okay, here it is. By the way, I predicted this. Once we go back to the bull market, I know what you're going to say, right? That Apefather will start talking about investing in it. And Tony, I'm going to say this one last time to you. I'm going to say it one last time. I never said nothing negative about Bitcoin, even when Bitcoin wasn't doing well. When Bitcoin was like under 30,000, I never said nothing negative about it. I complimented it. Okay. I said if I just said personally, I don't want to get involved in cryptocurrencies. But what I said was, if I did want to get involved in it, you should buy the king. Again, I'm not telling you what to do because I'm not a financial planner. I don't give financial advice. I'm an entertainer. But I always complimented Bitcoin. So my feelings of Bitcoin have not changed from when it wasn't doing well, okay, to when now it's on fire. It's hot. Okay. My opinion with Bitcoin and Ethereum has not changed. What hard questions? I think I answered all of them. I don't know what you're talking about. I think nothing but gold bars or coins is the real, where you could hold in your hands and never, lose the value. See, here's another thing people don't understand of why I have money in gold. I have money in gold. Oh, this is going to be a long conversation. I'm going to try to cut it short. Okay. Jewelry sucks. See, people don't understand that when you're buying cosmetic like jewelry, it's the worst investment. And it is an investment because you got to put a lot of money into it that you could make. See, I get the whole trophy asset thing. See, people don't think I understand what a trophy asset is. I get it. But see, most people buy these trophy assets when they're not in a position to do so. They're not like they're not Floyd, Mayweather. And there's a lot of people I see, you'll see a guy who'll have like a friggin' $10,000 gold chain on him, but the guy lives in an apartment that's like 300 square feet. He's got no car. It's a status symbol. It's a status symbol. I get it, but it's a terrible investment. You buy a gold chain for 10,000. You're paying primarily for the cosmetic value that in other words, the creativity that person put into creating that gold chain. Now, the thing is, the resale value, absolutely horrible. So I don't buy that. I buy basically gold bullion. That's my thing. Like I buy like the gold coins, the American Eagles. I stay away from bars. Bars have been known to be counterfeit. Okay, especially silver bars specifically, because a lot of times they'll throw copper in there. You got to be very careful. So you'll have like, let's say, majority of it is copper, and then it'll be a small percentage of silver. I've even seen it happen with gold bars. I'm just not. I feel the best, safest way to go, 1 ounce. You buy the 1 ounce American Eagles. You buy the 1 ounce Buffalo. But what I do with them is I save it, not because it's an investment, because it's a hedge. It's a hedge against everything. And gold has always saved me, always, my whole life. Listen, you can feel whatever you want to feel, the real Angie. I am a millionaire. It doesn't make, you don't have to believe it, but facts are facts. And I proved it. That's the thing I don't understand about people. I've actually proved it. I've actually proved it. I showed a letter that we received $1 million regarding my wife, the Victims Compensation Fund. You understand, I'm married to my wife. 50% of that is technically mine. We've decided to give it to the kids. That was her wishes, but technically by law, 50% of that money is mine. Okay. Regardless what you think of the house being in my mother's name, that was done for certain reasons, which I don't want to get into. I am power of attorney. So example, if I sell the house right now, let me just give you an example. My mother's not going to get the check for the equity. I'm getting the check, me. Okay. So if I sold the house right now, there's over $300,000 in equity in my house. I get that money. Okay. So I proved it. It's just, you're asking the same friggin' things over and over and over again. No, good for you, dark op, hold it. It's a hedge against everything, inflation, the stock market. But again, I'm not telling you what to do. See, I got to be careful. I'm telling them to hold it. You don't have to hold. You do whatever you feel is best. I am not a financial planner. I don't give financial advice. I'm an entertainer. Antonio, it's the same concept. My wife has never, for the past a long time, since 2009, I've been supporting my wife full time. Everything that's mine is half hers. That's what's called a marriage. You work together as a team and you build up a life together. Half of whatever I have is for my wife, and half of whatever she has is for me. But luckily we agree that the kids are going to get everything. So me and my wife are on the same page that the children are going to inherit everything. So it's, in the long run, technically 50% of it is mine, but technically I would never use it because it's for the kids. They don't understand it, the Zen holder. You're right. They don't understand it. Okay, but you have to understand that $2 million is bulls. Okay, what I'm worth. It's bulls. See, Chad Clifford makes a joke with me. He's like, why don't you take some of that money and go buy yourself a hamburger stand? Go buy yourself a hot dog stand. He doesn't understand, Chad. I'm thinking big. This is what he doesn't understand. I want to buy a strip mall. And I want to use one of the units for the Apefather super cheeseburger, super hot dogs. That's what I want to do. But I want to collect a passive income. So I could go out right now, sure. I could lease a location if I wanted to. But 90% of businesses go out of business, especially restaurants. 90% of restaurants go out of business in the first year. So I think I would be the dumbest person in the world to go out there and lease a space for the Apefather super cheeseburger, super hot dogs, restaurant, because I'm taking a major risk. I could lose everything. I could lose all the 300, 400K I put up. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to wait patiently until I'm in a position that I could buy an entire strip mall. Okay, and like I said, one unit would be for the Apefather super cheeseburgers and super hot dogs. So I'm really relying on YouTube. Look, I'm just not in a position to do it right now. I'm not going to lie to all of you. I'm not in a position to go out and buy a $10 million strip mall. I can't do it. So look, I'm living a regular life. I have a beautiful house. There's my house. You can see it right over here. Wait, hold on. There's my 2-car garage. I'm in front of my house. Here's my house over here. I have a nice house. Got a decent car. I got my GMC here. I got my Arcadia. You know what I mean? I got a couple of Fazuls. Look, people make fun of me once in a while. I like fast food. That's just my thing. Last night we went to a place called Sweet Jenny's, and we had a $200 dinner. I tipped the waitress very well. And prior to that, we've been going to like Outbacks. We've been going a lot to a Fuji, the Japanese restaurant. We've been going to this other Mexican restaurant. So people say, oh, you eat fast food every day. It's not true. It's not true. I eat all different types of food, but I love fast food. I'm sorry. I love fast food. And this whole concept that my kids only eat fast food, you're all nuts. My mother made a beautiful dinner earlier today. Sophia ate, she had the lentils. She had the lentils with this. I'll show it to you if you don't believe me. I'll go in right now. Sophia had the lentils. My mother cooked some broccoli. We made a salad. Sophia drinks a lot of water. Sophia's in great shape. And look, Michael, he has to do a little better, but Michael also does eat good as well. He doesn't only eat fast food. My father has 5 houses, Antonio says. I am an owner now of all of them. Okay, but Antonio, listen, there's nothing wrong with either getting an inheritance. I just want you to understand this. Or if, your father just passed that down to you early while he's still alive. I don't know your business, but of course you count them. He makes me laugh. So Antonio, if you don't count them, give them to me. Antonio's making a comment. He doesn't count them. Listen, simple solution to this. Pass those houses on to me. Okay. Of course you count them, Antonio. So in other words, Antonio, if you're collecting rent from these houses, do you not collect the rent? Do you go to the renters of the house and say, listen, it's all free here. It's all free. Matter of fact, I'm going to provide you a dinner too. Of course you count it. Do you collect the money? That's rent. If you sell the property, would you collect the proceeds? Antonio, cut your bullshit. You don't count it. Of course you count it. But Antonio, you're basically criticizing me. You're criticizing me, and you're doing the same thing I'm doing. You're taking a house, or 5 houses, and you're going to pass it on to your children. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. But for some reason, when I do it, it's wrong. And when you do it, it's right. That don't make too much sense to me, Antonio. Inheritance, the Zen holder says, is essential, especially in this terrible, horrible economy. Save as much of the 2 million for your kids, give them a leg up. That's the way. Absolutely. And the 2 million is only the beginning for my children. It's only the beginning. I plan to work very hard over the next couple of years of my life. You're going to see. You're all going to see what's going to happen with me. It's okay. You can have your doubts, but I'm going to prove all of you wrong. The people who are the naysayers who don't believe me. I will accumulate a tremendous amount of strip balls. I'm going to build the Apefather brand, which is going to be synonymous with big, gigantic portions of food. I'm talking 10 patty burgers, 10 hot dogs, going all the way up to 20 patty burgers. Hey, if someone wants 100 friggin' patty burger, I'll give it to them. I want to be known and synonymous with huge portions of food. That's the key. In other words, when you come to the Apefather restaurant, it's going to be huge, gigantic portions. Now, we will have, I like to call it the prude menu, or I like to call it the bum and the chum menu. So the bum menu is going to consist of people who just don't have a big appetite. Yes, you could buy a single cheeseburger. Yes, okay. You could get a small drink, not a gigantic drink like this. But then I'm going to have what's called the chum menu. The chum menu are going to be for the people who are chums. Like they eat like a friggin' king, 10 patties, 15 patties. They throw 15 hot dogs on top. It's going to be pretty amazing. All right, M and G, I'm sorry I missed a few of your messages here. Look, Ape, I know it's a big ask, but would it be possible that I could show you the songs I've been working on the live? Well, I mean, sure, but I'm not really sure how to do that. Like, I think you have to connect people from the beginning. Like, you would have to like connect somebody. I don't know how to do it, brother. I don't know. I'm not sure how to do it. But what you can do, I mean, if you want to send me an email, I would be more than willing to check that out for you, and I can promote it. You know, like if you wanted me to upload it for you, if you wanted me to show it to my audience, I could upload that video. I could do that. My email, if you don't have it, Richard, RICHARD, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, 101 at gmail.com. Let me repeat that for Emoji. My email is Richard, RICHARD, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, 101 at gmail.com. John, this is the situation. Okay. YouTube gives you, okay, let me give you the analogy, John. When you work in sales, you don't make money right away. I mean, I don't know if you know this. I used to do a lot with real estate, okay? There was a time I worked in real estate, John. For an entire year, I made nothing. I woke up, I went to the office every day. I spent many, many hours, making calls, doing showings, doing open houses, and I did not make any money for approximately 12 months, for about a year. So, you have to understand that, like, just because, you do sales, it doesn't necessarily mean you're making immediate money. You got to work hard. So what I'm trying to explain to you, it's the same concept with YouTube. I would rather dedicate all my time to YouTube, and I'll tell you why. YouTube has the potential to make you millions and millions of dollars. People always call Mr. Beast out as being the most successful YouTuber of making hundreds of millions of dollars, but there are so many people besides Mr. Beast. There are so many YouTubers out there that are making millions of dollars a year on YouTube. Once again, it requires the hard work, the work ethic. You got to put a lot of time into it, but eventually it will pay off. I'd rather spend my time with YouTube. One day you're going to understand it, John. What's up, Colin, Bradley, Leo? I don't understand the hate either, the Zen holder. Look, I think people blame me for AMC. I think I'm guessing. If I had to make a guess, people are angry about AMC. I deeply apologize. Look, I put up, but do you understand that I put up hundreds and hundreds of thousands at AMC? Okay, so it's not like I didn't put my money where my mouth is. That shit hurt, man. That shit hurt. It was a big, gigantic loss. It's a paper loss. We'll see if things turn around. But listen, I was not the only person that was a cheerleader for AMC. Lou was also, a big person in the AMC community. Trades, Matt Cause, Review Dork. I could go on and on and on. Master Investor. What was the Common Sense Investor? There's just so many people. So why am I the only person that gets singled out? Like, why don't you hate all of those people? And besides, I had a disclaimer. On every single video, I said to all of you, I'm not a financial planner. I don't give financial advice. I'm an entertainer. Back in 2021, we all felt AMC was going to have the MOAS. This was not I was not the only person who felt this way. Millions and millions of retail investors felt that way. Thank you, Tommy. Almost 50 people. Let's go. DWAC, AMC, #1 fan. I love you, Tommy. You're the best, brother. But John, let me ask you a question. Was I the only person, John, who talked about AMC? So am I the only person you're mad at? Aren't you mad at Lou? Aren't you mad at the thousands of YouTubers that everybody talked about AMC? Everybody. AMC was the biggest, hottest topic in stocks. Okay. So, I mean, in theory, you should be mad at everybody. You shouldn't be just mad at me. You can win. Okay, let me get back to you. Leonard Armstrong. I just checked my account when I read your comment. I did not block Laura. Okay, your cousin. So I don't let her come on the live stream right now. There is absolutely no blocked comments. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if you're breaking my balls. I have never blocked your cousin Laura. Never happened. The Zen holder, you don't need to apologize for hyped about AMC. The context back then was way different than after the Adam Aaron. Yes, effery. But look, you know what people don't understand is the flip side of the coin is that if we were right with AMC, okay, then you would have all loved me, right? Look, sometimes in life you got to take a chance. You got to take a risk. You know what they say? No risk, no reward. You got to be in it to win it. But I learned a lesson from that. I learned a lesson. The lesson is, you know, you got to kind of ask yourself, you got to look yourself in the mirror. What am I truly doing well with? I'm doing well with real estate. And it's not just with this one house. I had a house in Jackson, New Jersey. I made a tremendous profit on that. You know, we had a lot of houses. And I had a house in Pittsburgh. And every single case scenario on every house, I walked away with a profit. And that's just not the case in the stock market. Look, maybe the stock market works for you. God bless. You know what I mean? And the cryptocurrencies work for you. God bless. Real estate works for me. So that's it. Now, you might say, but a restaurant, what does that have to do with real estate? Well, if you own the strip mall and you have a unit there that's empty and you're not paying rent because you're the friggin' owner, then why not build a brand? Because ultimately I feel that will lead to bigger and better things. If I have strip malls all over the country, eventually people are going to start to learn who I am. They're going to hear about the Apefather super cheeseburger, super hot dog restaurant. And eventually I do believe that could lead into a casino. I believe that. I believe if you own enough strip malls, eventually you'll build your real estate portfolio. You'll have a gigantic net worth. You'll have a gigantic passive, monthly income coming in. And that's just where I'm going. The only stock I'm really focusing on now, as all of you know, is DWAC. I'm going heavy with DWAC. Monday could be a big day. You don't understand. It could be a huge, gigantic effing day. I'm not exactly. Is the stock market open tomorrow? Is it? The kids are off tomorrow. My children are off tomorrow. What is tomorrow? What is tomorrow? It's a holiday, right? I don't want to sound like an idiot, but anyway. Who knows? Is the stock market open tomorrow? I think it is. Or maybe, yeah, that's what it is. Right, spring break. You're right. You want to know what is the Zen holder? I don't want you to think I'm an idiot. But my wife's like the one. She handles all that stuff. She handles all the kids. You know, the spring break, this break, that break. You know, I'm into breaking bowls. You know? March 11th. Yeah, I mean tomorrow is March 11th. But the stock market is open tomorrow, I believe. Right? Well, we'll find out. I'll find out at 4:30 in the morning in the pre-market. I believe it's open tomorrow. So tomorrow could be a very big day for DWAC. I don't know if you heard what happened. So the first big obstacle was Patrick Orlando, the former chairman, CEO. You know, he stepped down. Eric Swindler, he took over. But the thing is this: he's been trying to hold up the merger because, again, he wants more money. Same thing with the co-founders. They want more money. There's a lot of litigation, a lot of lawsuits. But I believe, and I'm just going to say it's alleged, but I believe just based on my due diligence, the Delaware judge turned down Patrick Orlando's request. You know, he can't stop the merger. The merger is going through. Well, the vote is on March 22nd. But it seems that even the people who are litigating for personal reasons to get more money, seems like they're all coming up with, you know, an agreed upon, okay, basically green lighting the merger going through. They're all green lighting it at this point. So it looks good. It looks good. DWAC could go on fire. Okay, DWAC could go on fire. Where did you get your money? I know you didn't earn it. No offense. How do you? But exactly how do you know that? Not Mike Patton. How do you know that? Like I didn't earn it. I worked in sales for 20 plus years. I mean, it's a really stupid question. What's that? It's a statement rather. The Zen holder, Richie, you should look into that live stream sharing so you could have that sub show. His piano lessons might be a good way to promote your lessons down the road. Yeah, I would do it. I just got to learn how to do it. I would do it. I would 100% do it. Let me see if I press some buttons here. Hold on. I never press any buttons. I really don't know how to work these live streams. Give me 1 second. Okay, that's not it. Just give me a second here. Yeah, I think you have to do it at the beginning of the live stream. I think that's what's happening. No, I don't want to start a poll. I don't want to pin it. And I want to share it. I got to learn how to do it. I think if you do it at the beginning of the live stream, you could get people on the live stream with you. What do you think I'll take to get a SNDL moving heavy? I thought that when they legalized, marijuana or cannabis, that would do the trick, but it still hasn't done the trick. I really don't know. I really thought that was going to do it, man. I don't know. I really don't know what it's going to take to get it going. I guess more people have got to enjoy cannabis and weed, right? Mike Tyson style. He loves that stuff. Dark Op. I lost a lot on AMC. My problem was I never saw how bad Adam Aaron was. I agree with you 100%, but I do believe the problem is bigger than Adam Aaron. I believe there's a lot of people that are involved in corruption. There's a lot of people involved in rigging the stock market, in my opinion. It's not just Adam Aaron. I actually believe Adam Aaron is small on the list. I think that he's like broccoli. You know what I mean? So, there's definitely people much bigger than him that I believe are using naked shorting to constantly make money in certain stocks. Again, I have to say all of this is alleged. Okay, so I have to say all of it is alleged. I can't prove it. I just assume it. I feel that way personally, but I cannot prove it. Look, at the time, once again, Antonio, I was psyched up about AMC. He's just never going to let this go. I was very positive about AMC, and now I'm not. Okay, because of a lot of things that went on. Adam Aaron, and I think that's just a small end of the stick. I think there's a lot of stuff going on we don't know about. Sex Pistols, look, at the end of the day, I'm doing very well with DWAC. Okay, I am doing very well. I started talking about DWAC at $14 a share, but I don't want to take profit because I believe that it's just beginning. I don't want to keep repeating myself. All the people who were litigating to hold up the merger, they all came to an agreement that they want the merger to go through. We've seen DWAC go as high as $175. I personally believe it could go above $175. So why would I take profit, get out? If anything, I want to accumulate more. But, I think this is the beginning of DWAC. I think DWAC up until November is going to be ridiculous. You'll see. But again, I'm not a financial planner, and I don't give financial advice. I'm an entertainer. Listen, everybody's got their thing. Okay, if you're good at day trading, if you're good at scalping, God bless you. That's not. It's just really not my thing. My thing, you know what I am, and that's why I'm getting involved in real estate. I'm a guy who wants to invest, and then that's it. Like I don't want to be involved with constantly scalping, constantly buying and selling. I'm actually a guy who holds. So see, that's why it makes sense for me to go into real estate. It makes sense for me to invest in strip malls because that's it. Once you invested it, it's a done deal. You just collect the rent every single month. You're building up more equity every month. You don't have to sell. You don't have to do it. That's just the right investment vehicle for me. is that's why I'm leading towards real estate. I'm leading towards real estate because it makes the most sense. John, just give it time. It's patience. Social Blade, if you look it up, says I do very well. But if you want me to be honest with you, I'm not doing anything compared to what I consider to be a successful income on YouTube. I mean, come on. I make a couple of bucks. I make a couple of bucks at YouTube, but I got to make millions. So, John, you're right in your assessment. I'm not doing that well yet, but I will do well in time. You'll see. Well, there is some corruption going on even with DWAC, Sex Pistols. How do you explain? I mean, Trump won the whole thing, man. Nikki Haley's out. He's the presumptive, Republican nominee. This thing should be on fire. I believe there is even corruption going on with DWAC, but let's see what happens. I think that there's just going to be too much of a catalyst going on between the merger is going to go through. I believe it. I can't guarantee it. Say it's alleged, but if the merger goes through, you'll see what I'm talking about. That's a catalyst that the 1%, whoever you want to call these people, they can't stop a catalyst. I always said a catalyst is the kryptonite. A catalyst is a kryptonite to any corruption. Okay, so let's just see what happens this week with DWAC. I'm going to be finishing up this live stream in about, 3.5 minutes. I wish we could stop the hate for 3.5 minutes and actually talk intelligent, but I don't think that's possible. Thank you. You could win. Remember, everybody has to do what works for them. That's it. Everybody's got to do whatever strategy you have. If it works, you have the expression, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Everybody's got to do what works for them. Just looking at some of these comments here. I can't give you financial advice. Picasso minded number one. I can't do it. You got to do your own due diligence, brother. It's illegal for me to say, yeah, buy, silver, buy gold. I can't do it. I'll just say I'm not a financial planner. I don't give financial advice. I'm an entertainer. I believe that gold and silver is a great hedge. It's a tremendous hedge against everything going on in the world. That's just my opinion, but you got to do your own due diligence. I guess I'm not sure the Zen holder, if he left, he said, see ya. I don't know if he's talking to a hater or if he's talking to me, but if you're talking to me, thanks for stopping by, the Zen holder. God bless you. Let's go, Brandon, Tommy. I love you. I'm just reading comments. Dark app, no risk, no fun. I agree with you. Colin Bradley, favorite steak sauce, Peter Luger. Peter Luger is my favorite steak sauce. I love it, man. That is the best of all time, Peter Luger. And actually, if you get a chance to go to Peter Luger, I'm actually going to be going there soon. I'm thinking about it, maybe for St. Patty's Day. We'll see. I haven't been to Peter Luger in a long time, so I really, really want to get that delicious porterhouse Peter Luger steak. It's the most delicious thing I've ever seen. So I definitely want to stop there very soon. Sex Pistol, look, will you stop breaking my balls about the emails? I'm trying to be respectful with that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be respectful. Like, in other words, emails to me shouldn't be a big deal. But you guys all go crazy. I give out my email. I don't care. Here's my email. Richard, RICHARD, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, 101 at Gmail. What's the big deal about emails? Anyway, we're just about to end the live stream. It's about to hit 60 minutes. I will be doing a lot of these live streams. Thank you, Dark Op. It's my pleasure, brother. I love doing it. I love YouTube. I love live streams. I love making videos, both short and longer videos, and I'm gonna keep rocking and rolling, baby. I'm gonna keep rocking and rolling until I get all the way to billions of views and one day trillion, possibly a trillion views. That's my lifetime achievement goal. But Antonio, I'm not going to get involved in cryptos. Like nothing. My position has not changed with that. I am not getting involved in the cryptocurrency industry. I literally spent this whole live stream talking about real estate and talking about the Apefather super burgers and super hot dog restaurants. Does that sound like I want to get involved in cryptocurrencies? No. So I just don't know what you're talking. I think that maybe you need to take a pill or something, take a little Xanax, calm down. I'm not getting involved in cryptos. Huge things are coming, baby. Over the counter. Let's see. There are times I jump into over the counter plays. I made some money. I've done a few little, I remember COSM. I did a few. I'm not sure if that was over the counter. I think it was, though. I did a few from time to time. I made videos on it too. I showed everybody that I got involved. But again, I'm not going to risk big money. I throw a couple of $100 at that stuff. The big thing for me is real estate. But anyway, I'm going to run right now. Going to relax with the wife and the kids. A little tired. Had a long day. Did a lot of family errands today. Thank you to Zen Holder. But I really want to stick with the plan. I want to stick with the plan. I want to stick with the plan of getting into real estate, strip malls, and build it up the Apefather brand at first before it gets really big. I'm telling you, I'm not changing my plan. I'm not. I actually changed one thing though. I was originally going to buy Long Beach Island real estate, but you know what changed my mind on that? What changed my mind is all of these celebrities can't effing sell these houses. They have mansions. They have $1 million estates. It's like they're virtually worth nothing because at the end of the day, they can't sell them. You have to get a very specific person who's going to buy a multi-million dollar mansion that's not producing any income. So I decided against that. You're buying a strip mall, it's going to be easy to sell because it has income coming in. Okay, if I ever wanted to sell it. So that's leading more toward strip malls and preserving one unit for the Apefather super cheeseburgers and hot dogs. All of this is going to happen very soon. My wife's waving to me. Let me get going. God bless all of you. I love all of you. Tommy's Touch, I love you. The Zen Holder, I love you. Emmett G, I love you. Sorry if I changed from talking about Billy Joel to different, stocks and all that stuff like DWAC. But I'll tell you what, brother, my email again, it's Richard, RICHARD, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, 101 at gmail.com. Send me over some of your music. I'd like to check it out. And if you want me to share it, it would be my pleasure to share it. So peace out. Everything I said in this live stream has not been financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. It's entertainment purposes only. God bless. See you. Hate to be you.